Hello, welcome to Verbling. My name is Joe, and today we're going to be debating whether or not schools should implement a pass or fail grading system. So hopefully you guys are ready to debate that. Hello?
Hello. Jose?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia, okay. Alright, awesome. Alright, we have somebody else coming. Lito?
Yes.
Hello?
You hear me?
Yes, Lito, how are you today?
Good. I was waiting for you, man.
Good, man, I'm glad. Yeah,
I want to learn.
This is going to be a good class to learn. This is going to be a great opportunity just to practice speaking, listening, and thinking critically, because we're going to be debating, not just about something small, I guess. So this is going to be a good opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Hello, Luis.
I feel good. What?
Hi, Joe. Good evening.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys read the description, but the question for debate today is, should more schools implement a pass or fail grading system? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry. We're going to define that. It looks like, so you guys are the first 3 to class, which is good. So that means you guys are Verbling Premium users, which is also good. It looks like we have 27 people here today. So if you guys are watching this right now, the rest of you, get ready to click join, because you may or may not get a spot. Okay, here we go. Jose, do you possibly have headphones, or it sounds like there are people talking in the background? Jose?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I understand.
Yes, do you have headphones? No. Jose, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Do you have headphones? Yes? Jose?
I understand.
Do you have headphones?
Yes, I have.
Okay, alright. Okay, we'll just do this. Okay, Jose, it sounds like your microphone is picking up people talking in the background, or maybe a TV or something. So what I'll do is just mute you, and then when you want to speak, just click unmute at the top. Is that okay? Jose? Okay, well, maybe he muted himself. Okay, either way, welcome everybody. My name's Joe. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're going to be debating whether or not schools should implement a pass or fail grading system. So if you don't know what that is, that's okay. We're going to define it so everybody knows what it is, and then we're going to debate it so you guys will choose a side and basically defend your side. And for those of you who didn't get a spot in the class, you guys can write on the chat and state your opinions and choose a side as well, so you guys will still be able to participate. The first thing I want to do, just really quickly, is have everybody go through and say your name, country, and how you're feeling. So I'll go first. My name's Joe from the United States, and I'm feeling well. I'm feeling good. We'll start with Best Miles.
Hello everyone, I'm from Ecuador and I'm happy to be here, so I hope to learn something and improve my English language. That's it.
Alright, awesome. Welcome. Diego?
Hello.
Diego, are
Hello.
you there? There we go.
Hi, I'm Diego. I'm from Costa Rica and I'm doing fine. Happy to be here.
Alright, awesome. Huyen?
Hello, my name is Yun. I'm from Vietnam and I'm feeling fresh because I just started my day. Like, I just woke up.
Okay, cool, good. Jorge?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Jorge. I'm from Peru, and I'm feeling good.
Good, alright. Glad to hear that. Jose?
I'm from Colombia. I live in Sopetran town. I'm feeling good. My name is Giovanni Arboleda. Jose Giovanni Arboleda.
Alright, awesome. Lito?
Hi, my name is Julio. Lito is my nickname. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. What else?
And
I'm
how are you
24
feeling?
years old and I'm pretty good.
Okay, good. Alright, Luis?
My name is Luis Henrique. I'm from Brazil, and I'm glad to be here attend your class, Joe.
Alright, awesome. Glad to hear that. Maria?
Hello guys, my name is Maria. I'm from Colombia and today I feel so happy.
Good, good. And is there a special reason you feel so happy, or you just do?
Oh, this is special.
Nothing special. Okay, alright, cool.
No,
last...
it,
Oh, there is special. Okay, what is it?
yeah. Oh, because I got the best marks in the school.
Ah, she's good. She's very good.
Yeah, that is really good. Congratulations. Alright, Rasal?
Hello, Joe. This is Russell joining from Albany, New York, and life is same old stuff.
Same old, same old. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. And Russell, can you remind us again where you're from?
I'm from subcontinent, Pakistan.
Okay. Alright, I think that's everybody. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome everybody. Glad you guys are here today. Like I said, today we're going to be debating actually, whether or not schools should implement a pass or fail grading system. So, I'm going to be writing some things on this whiteboard and holding it up so you guys can see. And the first thing we're going to do is define a few things in the question. So the question is, should schools implement, there we go, a pass or fail grading system? Okay, so that's our question today. So a few things that we should discuss, or that we should define before we debate this. Oh, yes, Lido. Question?
I have a question, but it's not about the topic of today.
That's okay. Ask.
I have a big trouble with the word feel and feeling.
Feel
For
and
example,
feeling. Uh-huh.
Yeah. For example, if I want to say, hey, I feel bad, but I mean about my feelings, you know?
You
If I
can't.
say I
Okay.
feel bad, is if I say I feel bad, this sounds like if I'm talking about my health.
Yes. But if like let's say Lito, you're talking to me and you say, "Hey Joe, I have a date tonight with this girl. Her name's Julia, and I'm not sure. I have a bad feeling that something's going to go wrong." So then you would say, in your mind, you think, I don't know, she's not going to show up. The date isn't going to go well. It's not going to be fun. She's not going to like you. That would be where you have a bad feeling. And when you use the verb feel, as in, like when I asked you guys, how are you guys feeling today? So you could say, I feel fine, I feel good, I feel happy, I feel bad. And then a feeling is like, I don't know how exactly to describe it, but a feeling is...
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, they're
Because in
different.
Spanish we use I feel bad, and everybody understand that I feel bad because that I'm talking about my feelings. But in English is different. I don't know how to use that word.
So basically the thing that I can say to you is use the verb feel when you're talking about your mood, or you could also use it as in your health. Yeah, Tan said a good point. Emotion. So an emotion. So you feel happy, you feel sad, you feel excited, you feel scared, you feel nervous. Something like that. And then feeling, which is a noun. So just remember, one's a noun, one's a verb. Feeling, use that as in I have a bad feeling, I have a good feeling. Like you could say, hey Joe, I have a good feeling about your class today. I think I'm going to learn something new. So exactly. So try and use feel, the verb, more often than feeling. Because feeling's more like you have like an intuition or like an idea.
Yeah.
So think about it that way. I know it's hard. Probably if you could look up some more examples, that's probably going to help you the best, because then when you finally see examples where you can really see the difference, then that'll help a lot, and you figure out, okay, I use feel here and feeling here.
Yeah, my question is because when I talked with people from United States, for example, I used, hey, I feel bad, and they think that I'm talking about, hey, what about your health? Are you sick or something like that? That's difficult, but no problem, man.
Yeah, so just think about it like this. When you're trying to say it like you would in Spanish, maybe say, I have a bad feeling. But when you're talking about something else like your health, say, I feel sick. So just don't say I feel bad, because then you could confuse yourself. Stick to I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. Does anybody else have any other questions before you get started with this? No. Okay, awesome. Okay, so back to the question. Should schools... Yes, Diego? Okay.
Which parts of the grading system are we talking about?
It's part of the...
talking about?
What was that?
Which parts of the grading system are we starting to talk?
Which part of the grading system? So, first, we'll talk about the grading system in general. So what that means is, for example, in the United States, or I'll explain that in a little bit. After we define these things, then I'll probably answer your question. Sound good?
So
okay. All right. Okay. So should schools implement a pass or fail grading system? So, things we should define are schools. So we're going to be talking about elementary school, middle school, high school. So we won't get to call.
Joe?
Hello, Joe.
Frozen.
Oh, maybe he has.
We can't hear you.
Bad connection. Yeah. I hope he's reconnecting.
Yo.
Joseph.
College.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Sorry. Hold on, Russell. We're gonna first we're
Okay.
hold on. Sorry. First we're just gonna define these, and then we'll get on to like you think no, somebody else might say yes. So first we're just gonna define these real quick, and then I'll ask you guys to share your opinions. Okay. So pass or fail. That just means basically, like, let's say this was a class in high school, and I was your guys' teacher, and I was teaching you guys English. Most schools will give you grades like an A, B, C, D, but in a pass or fail grading system, I would just say, okay, he passed, she failed, he passed, he failed, etc. It just means you pass or you fail. So that's what that means, just in case you guys didn't know.
That means no ABC.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I know that's the way it is sometimes. But yeah, there's no ABC, there's no points. It's not like you get a 90% or 70%. It's just one or the other. So that's what this means, a pass or fail grading system. That's what that is. And the word implement. Do you guys know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, can somebody define it for us?
It's like
Maybe
use.
Use, exactly. So it's the same thing, it's just another word, a synonym for use. So should schools use a pass or fail grading system? Implement just means to basically put into. So like, for example, yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is our question today. So you can say yes or you can say no. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go straight into the debate, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So you guys can volunteer. You don't have to ask. You can just start speaking and say yes or no, kind of like what Rasal did. But if you say yes or no, you have to give a reason why.
Joey, in this system, there are no grades.
No grades.
No
I mean,
grades.
technically they're grades, but it's a pass or a fail, which means, okay, Luis, you passed my class. Go on to the next one. Or Luis, you failed my class. That's it. Those are your grades. It's just a pass or a fail.
It's difficult to me imagine this because there is no this system in Brazilian schools.
Really?
Actually,
It's
there
only
was a
grades.
system 10 years back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when it started, the pass or fail grading system, but I know some schools have it, some universities do. But what do you guys think?
Oh, here in Spain,
I would still think
not yet.
yes.
Okay. So here in Spain,
Go on.
not yet, but the elementary school and probably at the, well, we call it primaria. Okay, I don't know. It's like it makes one part of the primary school and the medium level of the high school. So we had a punctuation. I put it in the chat. PA, PA plus, and NM. That means great progress plus, no progress. Or okay, so it was like pass or not pass, and it was not fair because if you study, imagine 7 hours for an exam, or each day this week you study for the exam and you pass the exam, and another person who read the topic an hour before and pass exam too, is not fair because your effort was farther than the other.
Mm-hmm. You put in more effort.
Yeah. So
then-
now there's a punctuation from 0 to 10. So
Okay, so Carlos, you say no,
no.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else?
I think schools should not implement the fail and pass system. Like we should have something more accurate to measure the ability of a student.
What would be more accurate? Like what we have, like
It's
a
just
regular
not
grading
like
system?
fail and pass. It should be like good, bad, excellent, something like that. Like a more detailed scale.
More detailed. Okay, so kind of like, so you're saying it shouldn't be like percentages or A, B, C, D, E, F. You think it should be less specific than that, but more specific than pass or fail. So maybe, so you said excellent, good, and bad, or something like that.
Yeah, because sometimes like the border pass and fail is really like blurry. So you
Yeah.
don't know.
That's true. Okay, so I'll judge it to the no column. Okay. Alright. So we've got 2 people who say no right now. Would somebody like to go next?
Nobody.
Anybody? I know you guys have opinions.
Okay, I vote no.
Okay, why?
right? I vote no because we tried so hard through the year and just in Costa Rica it's like November or December when the teachers decide according to your notes to say, okay, there's your prometing, it's below 270, so you're out. I mean, you're not approved. I think it's a whole year fight to get there just for a couple points, and the score is not available to pass. So in other words, I think it's not the best way to train the students. It's okay.
Okay. So maybe it's not the best way to measure the students' knowledge.
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you're saying no. Okay. All right.
Joey, let me do a question about this
Go.
system.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't know this. There is not exists in Brazil this system. The students during the course have to do some tasks, some activities to follow. Or how can the student know if she's doing well or doing bad about the course? I can't understand this.
You don't understand. Okay. Well, here, let me say something maybe to help you understand the idea better. I think that the reason that this system was developed or just thought about was because some parents are so hard on their kids about, hey, you need to have A's, you need to have B's, that students were getting stressed out. And in the United States, we're all about making, I think that this is what we're about. We're all about making students feel good about themselves. And when their parents say, hey, Joe, you need to get A's, and then I come home with C's or B's, my parents are mad at me, then it doesn't make me feel good. So I think the reason for that is because sometimes students get stressed out. But you're saying, okay, how can we measure students? So some teachers have the philosophy that it shouldn't matter what the grade is, as long as you're doing your best and giving like 100% effort in the class, then the grade will come. So they say that because they say, okay, I wish we didn't have grades, because then what the students tend to focus on is getting the letter instead of learning the material. Because, for example, I did this a lot in my English class. My English class, we had this book, and we had to learn vocabulary. I think it was about 20 words per week, and I would not study very much. I'd maybe look at it a little bit, and then the night before the test, I would do what's called cramming, which is where I spend like 3 hours studying it the night before the test. So then I just stick these words and cram them in my head, cram them in my brain, and then the next day they're crammed in there, so I just write them down because I remember them from cramming, and then after that I forget it. I don't actually forget it because they're still there, I don't really learn the material. And the reason for that was because I wanted to get a good grade on the quiz or the test, not because I wanted to learn the words. So the idea behind the pass or fail grading system is that students will focus more on the material rather than the grade. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah. No, yes, I understand now. Because I always think like that, because the grade system, if you is not very well in the test day, and I don't know, something happened, you can't do the test very well, so this day you not represent very well all course, all the period. you curse this some discipline or something else. So I think it's more important the teacher can see the students increase their knowledge during the course. It's more important for the knowledge for the student that's one test day. So I'd prefer this kind of management from the teacher. See the students during the course, not only the day test.
I mean, you know, what they could do is something like where, let's say they have a pass or fail grading system, and the way that it works is the teacher gives, say, an exam, and depending on how many the student gets right, or I don't know, something like this. So you have a course that's for one semester, and you know, you study material and you don't give a lot of exams, maybe a few quizzes, and then at the end you give one big one or something like that. And if the students, since the teacher will know the students by the end of the course, or hopefully how they learn and everything, then after the teacher looks at the results, the teacher can say, okay, Carlos, he did his homework throughout the semester. He tried, even though he only got 50 questions right out of 100 on the exam. I think he put in all of his effort, so I'm going to mark him as passed. And then maybe, okay, Luis, he did some of his homework, but I can tell he didn't put as much effort into his exam, so I'm going to fail him. So, I don't know, I mean, maybe that wouldn't be, I mean, obviously you'd have to make some adjustments to make that system really good, but maybe something like that where the teacher is assessing the students based on how much effort they put in. I don't know, it's difficult. Would anybody else like to share their opinion on what they think? Go for
Yes.
it. Okay, Razal?
Yeah, actually, my point was exactly like you, that if we implemented this system into the schools level, elementary schools level, then children will get stressed out, and actually the pressure will start mounting in their heads that they have to have a good grades in every subject, and their creativity will decrease. In my opinion, this system affects your skills of thinking. You just think about your grade improvement, and you just don't learn your subject, and that's the biggest fault of this system.
Yeah, I agree, Razal. I think your point's right. Okay. Jose, I saw you raising your hand. Would you like to share?
Yes. Do you guys listen to me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, I think that this pass-fail grading system should be applied, because grades don't really show what you know. I mean, I'd like it to. I mean, I'd like the teachers just to write in a paper, pass or fail, because you won't feel so stressed and all that things.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, another thing that students will stress over grades, but what they also might stress over is just tests or exams in general. So if it's not a pass or fail, and you know you have exams and tests throughout the semester, some people don't do well with tests or exams. They might get stressed out. They might not know exactly what to study. They might spend the entire night staying up studying because they're scared. So that's another thing that pass or fail grading systems might eliminate. Would anybody else like to share?
I want to know if are there other systems that can replace this system?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I was asking if there are other systems that can replace this system.
Are there other systems that could replace this system? What do you guys think?
I think it should be. Yeah, I forgot my point.
So, can you repeat it, please? Because I heard it like robotical.
Yeah, one more time.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Jorge?
I said that if there are other systems that can replace the fail or pass system.
A system that replaces a pass or fail system, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So his question is, I guess this question could be for those of you who said no, which those people were Carlos, Hewan, Matthew, Diego, and then some of you who didn't speak. Since you guys said no to the question, you said no, schools should not implement a pass or fail grading system. I think Jorge's question is for you guys, what system should a school implement?
Yeah, now I remember that. There should be incentive or some kind of prize for students for the good performance, like some toys or some other things which they like. In that way, they will keep their interest in the study and they will learn better.
It's a good point.
Instead of the grades. And the grades build always a pressure in your mind, and you got crumble in the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else?
So there are many ways to change the pass or fail grading, like the. Oh, I hear something.
What?
An echo or something like.
Okay, I think that Jose.
Oh, annoying.
I'm just gonna mute you real quick. There we go.
Okay, that's right. Thank you. So there are some systems like you have in America or we have in Spain, like marks with a number to 1 to 10 to 1 to 100, or I don't know. With these letters, you said A, B, C, D, A plus, B plus, C plus. So there are many ways to replace that system. But I think the argument or that for the people who defend the pass or fail grading is because they say that this system don't I don't know this word don't distinguish don't differentiate children, and the pass or fail system doesn't make conflicts. So because some children is I don't know some children is kidding all the time because they have good marks, and the others haven't, so they are kidding all the time. Oh, you have bad marks, so stupid, or something like that. So I think the argument for the people who defend this pass or fail system is that there are no distinguish, but I'm not agreeing with that. I disagree.
Okay. Alright. Anyone else that would like to share a comment or thought?
I want to add something to that.
Well,
Like, if we just have a pass or fail system, so an excellent student will be classified as a so-so student, that I mean, like a medium student. So you just have pass or fail. So a lot of students who try to just pass the exam, like just do enough to pass the exam, they will not try to do their best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we should have a like more detailed scale, like to classify students, so that students will strive to reach the highest area. That's my idea.
That's a good point, because I'm trying to think of it now. You guys should try and think of your own experiences too, because, for example, for me, when I was in high school, I always tried to do my hardest or do my best because I wanted to get an A or get the highest grade in class. And if it was just a pass or fail, I think I probably wouldn't have tried to do that. Like, for example, I remember in my economics class, I studied super hard for the test, for this one test, and I looked over the chapter and studied all the notes and made sure that it made sense to myself. And then I tried to do my best on the exam because it was from 1 to 100, and so I wanted to try and get the best grade that I could. And I remember that the teachers praised us for our good grades too. So, for example, after that test, he said there was only one A on this exam, and then he said, "Do you know who it was?" And then he walked over and said, "It was Joe," and sat it down. And that made me feel really good. That was kind of an incentive to do better, because afterwards everybody clapped, and I felt really good about myself because I studied. It was just so cool, because I think I got like a 98% on that, and it was in an honors class too. So it was with other really intelligent students, really focused students, and I remember I was like, okay, it's probably that girl or it's probably that guy, because these people are like super smart in school, and so I thought, okay, it's probably them. And then he came over and gave it to me, so then I thought, oh, okay, so that boosted my own confidence and my own self-esteem, and
Like
made
a
me realize,
motivation.
okay, yeah, exactly.
I want
It
to
helps
say
motivate.
something.
Yeah, Hyun?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
You might feel good when you are praised, but you know, when, for example, if you want to get into like university, people are gonna look at your GPA. They don't care about like you are the best or you're the just not the best. You are the second best or so.
Yeah, that I mean, like, that's the other thing too. Like, one interesting thing at my school, we didn't have a pass or fail system at my high school, but what we did have was they try not to rank the students, because in the past they've done that where they rank. They say, okay, Joe, you're number 6, John, you're number 10, Carlos, you're number 12, or whatever. So they did some kind of ranking system. They tried to eliminate that, but they really couldn't. And the way that they ranked was on GPA. And I remember they were trying to get rid of it, but some of my friends said, oh, no, you can figure out who it is. Just go ask your counselor. Because they had it written down. They just weren't saying it to students. Because, for example, they'd say, okay, you're in the top 99%. But they wouldn't say, okay, you're number 2, you're number 1, you're number 4, etc. So they tried to get rid of it that way, because they didn't want students to feel bad about themselves. So I think one thing that the United States, maybe the government cares about, is making students feel better about themselves. Like, I remember I read an article in my English class about this girl in New York in a high school, in a public high school, who, I don't know, she just didn't do her work, and failed like 6 classes, and they were gonna fail her and not give her her high school diploma, which is what the piece of paper you get that says, oh, you graduated high school. They weren't gonna give it to her because she failed. Obviously, she didn't do the work, but they gave her a chance, and they said, okay, if you do this packet of questions, we'll give you your diploma. And so she did them, and so she got this high school diploma, but she failed 6 classes. And the thing that stinks is, okay, here's me, I did a ton of work, I took honors classes in high school, and here's this girl who did this packet and failed 4 classes, and she has the same thing. So if we hold them up, we look the same. But there's no way to say, I mean, if you look at my GPA, it would be higher than hers probably, but other than that, that's kind of an issue. Yeah. So I mean, I can understand what you guys are saying for those of you who said no, because it stinks, because if it says, okay, Joe passed and Joe did work, and John didn't do any work, he did the bare minimum, is what you would say. The bare minimum, that's an expression. Bare minimum, which means like you barely made it.
Yo, I want to say something.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, I think that in the real life, you don't fail or pass. There are grades too, because, for example, in sports, someone is the best.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, in other fields too. There are people that are the best. If you eliminate this in schools, but you can eliminate this in the real life, you know?
Yeah, but you have to know that studies and school is not a competition. Okay, you are not competing with your partner or with your mate. So it's not the war, because some people, you got an 8, I got a 10. So well, I would say, because it's a bad word, okay, but so you. So some people think it's the war, and it isn't. So I think it's not a competition. There's no scores. There's no the best, but it's good to congratulate I don't know, a student who did his best or her best, and that's good.
I think without competition, you won't grow. Like, you have to have something to compare yourself with, and then you try harder and harder.
It's this. See, this is where it gets complex, because there's some things you should compare yourself with, but then there are other things you shouldn't.
Yeah.
So, for example, with grades, you want to. I mean, it's hard because you should compare yourself in some situations, but other situations you shouldn't, because, okay, what if this guy he's got a really high IQ, he just knows a lot of things, there's just no physical way or no possible way for me to get on the same level as him, and if I keep trying, that could discourage me, and if I'm doing the best that I can, but I'm still not at his level, then there's nothing else you can do.
Yo.
Yeah.
I think that school should be the place where you can find in what thing you are the best, or in what thing you are good.
Yeah.
So, but then you can compete in your field. And
that's a good idea.
You know, like the girl said, that if you don't compete, you don't grow.
Yeah, it's hard because. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, if we were introduced to all these things and then we could see, okay, hey, I'm good at art or I'm good at math. We're kind of talking about this a little bit yesterday, but the other hard thing is kind of what Carlos was saying about competition, is that, for example, in my high school, so the girl that graduated number 1, I think it was, so yeah, she was really intelligent, definitely. I am not saying that she wasn't intelligent, but like, let's say the top 5, some of those people, all they did was school. Meaning, when I say that, I mean they didn't play sports in school, They didn't join. They didn't do other things. They just mostly studied during the week, which is good. But they focused all of their attention on school, and because of that, they did better, obviously.
Yeah.
But it stinks because for someone like me who likes to do sports and likes to do a lot of things at the same time, I didn't focus as much attention on school as those other people, and so I didn't do as well as them. And so then it sinks because, okay, when we graduate, she gets a $50,000 scholarship and I get a $25,000 because she has higher grades because she focused all of her attention on them and I don't. So that's the only, when it comes to not having competition, that part is hard because there is competition and the results affect you afterwards. So that's kind of hard too.
Yeah, and that's what you said before. Maybe this girl, or for example, in my high school, there's a girl that has in all the subjects she has the best notes, so 10 in all the subjects. So it's my best friend, and she's and she yeah it's true, and I think, okay, if I could study all the time that she spends studying, maybe I could reach these notes, these qualifications, but I won't, because I think I don't know, maybe I'm a conformist or something like that, but okay, I have good marks, okay, for what I want to do, psychology, okay, so I got good marks, but not the best. Okay, maybe I'm the third or the fourth in my class, but it's okay. I think it's okay. So I don't want to spend all my time studying and I don't know. Maybe last year there was a boy that he was the first at class, but I don't know. He wasn't culturated, or you know what I mean?
What was that?
Culturated or educated or
culturated. Okay, like
culturated.
He wasn't cultured.
Yeah, cultured. That you have a lot of information from a lot of fields. You know?
Yeah.
So he was just he learned the subjects letter by letter. So he studied the book, just what you see at the book, and he put it on the exam. So that's not learn, that's just memorize, and it's, well, you're learning, but I think it's not the way to learn, the better way to learn.
Yeah.
So that's it. If you want to reach the qualification or the marks to another person, it's okay, because it's maybe a personal challenge, but it's not a competition, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part. I mean, because with the pass and the pass or fail grading system, the idea is kind of to eliminate that competition. But without that, like without grades and stuff, it's hard to tell students, hey, if you do a good job, it'll pay off in the end. It's hard to tell them that without, showing them that with like a GPA or something like that. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something.
Go for it. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think that this system in my country doesn't work because if we want that this system work, we have to have objective teachers. So if you want, if a guy is the first in her class or in his class, it doesn't mean that he learn a lot. Only he understand the system and do the things that he has to do for get good grades. but he doesn't mean that he knows the subject very well, or he is good at that subject, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah. So I think that maybe the school only has to worry about learning, not and of course help the people that show a lot of efforts, like with the scholarships and something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. It's hard. I think one important or interesting rather question that Rosal brought up in the chat was, why isn't there a grading system with jobs?
Yeah, if you want to check the hard work and competition, then there should be a grading system in jobs and all the environments. Why not there?
It's a good point.
Your face was so funny. I don't
Can
know.
you say again?
Yeah, I'll say it again. Why is there no grading system in jobs?
Jobs. Oh.
As in, for example, an A or a B or a C or a D. Like, okay, hey Carlos, you did a good job today. We're gonna give you an A.
Because that's when all people will try to suck up their boss.
Suck up to their boss.
Well, I think in some enterprises they have some like a grading system. The worker of the month or something like that.
They do have, like, my friend actually. He works at a grocery store here. He used to. He actually used to work for Verbling too, as a tutor. I don't know if you guys remember him, Andrew. He was from Arizona too, but he used to work at a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And at his grocery store, they had kind of the same thing. They had what's it called, Employee of the Month. So
Employee,
it's not.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not It's not necessarily a grading system, but it's more like an incentive to do well. Because it's not like, okay, Andrew, you did good today. Andrew, you did bad today. You get an A, B, C, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of, hey, if you do really good, then you could be, your picture could be up there on that wall.
Yeah. Well, there's no marks, but there's I don't know, it's like a prize or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a prize.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know we have 1 minute left, but I need to get going because I have a next class, which we're going to be learning how to make Cheez-Its. Which, if you don't know what that is, you'll learn in the next class. But I want to thank you guys for coming and participating in this debate. And if you're too shy to speak or say your opinion, that's okay. Don't worry. The point of this is to build up your confidence and to speak, even if it's just one thing. And don't be afraid if some people are speaking more than others. That might be because they've been here longer or they just have built up more confidence, because it takes time to build up that confidence. But last thing I want to say is thank you guys for participating, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you. Enjoy your food.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good day.
See ya. Have a good night.
See ya.